Hello everyone. So today I'm going to talk about a very tabooed subject. Yes, and the subject is sex. Yes, not sex, of course. I mean like sexual needs and desire, and what are the problems that suppressing your sexual needs and desire causes. So first of all, we all need to understand that our sexual needs and desires are very important, whether we are in a relationship or whether we are alone. I mean, we need to identify and understand our own sexual desires and sexual need. The way how we know what we like to eat, what we don't like to eat, what is good for our body, what is not good for our body. The same way, sexual needs are also very essential, and definitely having a good sex life helps your mental health as well, helps your overall physical health as well. So it's an activity which has got impact on the other sides of your life as well. So it's not just sex and reproduction. Sex has got benefits also, and sex helps also. And we need to understand that there is something called sexual repression. And sexual repression is when a person is unable, or when a person is not allowed to express his or her own sexuality, or maybe express his or her own sexual desires and needs. So that is a reality that is there. And I think in society, sex, as it is a taboo and people don't like to discuss, they're like, shh, don't talk about it, do it in the four walls. So I mean like sex education is also not there, I mean like much. And people consider it a very taboo kind of a thing to talk about sex. So definitely that is not the thing. A good sex life is essential for any adult, unless they are asexual and they don't like sexual activities. So what I mean like, sex is something which one should like. And unlike any other emotions and unlike any other desires, sexual desires and sexual needs are also something that one needs to look into. You can't keep on suppressing. And often what happens is that it is suppressed in society to basically establish control. And there are only two ways how sex is targeted, either with shame or with guilt. So with shame and guilt only, or rather let me put it this way, shame and guilt is something that circles around the topic of sex. And that is how people just don't want to talk about it. Everybody does it in their house, but nobody wants to talk about it, and nobody wants to educate and create awareness. And I think if there is more awareness, definitely there will be a lot of changes in the society. But there is some kind of a moral conduct, or some ethics and ethos that the so-called society builders are living by. So this subject is not tapped into much. So yes, so sexual repression is something where you're unable to express, or where you're not allowed to express your sexual desires and needs. And because of that, there gets a lot of build-up inside of you, and that build-up comes out in a lot of different ways. Let me give you an example. Frustration. Often if people don't have good sex life, if they are in a relationship and if they don't have good sex life, I mean it creates a lot of frustration. It shows in the work, it shows in the behavior, it shows everywhere. Now another scenario is when two people are in relationship, they are married. You know how it happens in our society. They are married but both have different sleeping partners. So that is also absolutely legitimized in our society. It's okay to be married and hide and have sex and sexual partners outside of marriage. As long as things are hidden, everything is fine in our society. So even I have seen couples who have got a different kind of desire and needs, and they both are catering their desire and needs separately. But interestingly, they all are happily married couple in according to our society. I have seen where a man and a woman is married and they have got children, the wife's sexuality was suppressed by the family. She was not allowed to be who she wanted to be. She identified being a lesbian, but she's married, she has kids, and now she has a girlfriend out of a marriage, and that is also fine. The parents are saying it's okay, as long as you're married and you have got kids, it's okay, you can have a girlfriend outside. I have seen such parents who are validating and who are saying that that is absolutely fine. According to me, that is betrayal. Either be with someone wholeheartedly or just don't be with anyone, or else just be swingers and keep swinging. I mean, that's also absolutely fine. So the problem happens when people try to fabricate and make an illusionary artwork around things to make it look very rosy and fancy. So that is where the problem happens. I mean, let everyone express their sexual desire, needs and sexuality, and just let them live the way how they want to. Why force onto things? Why force someone who doesn't identify themselves as straight? Why force someone who doesn't identify themselves as homosexual? Why force someone who doesn't identify themselves as bisexual? Or why force someone to identify as pansexual or maybe asexual? You can't just let them be. There is no right way and the wrong way. I mean, everything existed in the past, in present, and I'm sure things will be colorful in future as well. So there is no point in stamping things and judging things. That if something doesn't make sense to you, doesn't mean that it shouldn't make sense to other 10 million people. I don't think so. So yes, I mean, when 5 fingers are not the same, how can we expect everyone to have the same sexuality? I mean, like that's absolutely absurd. I mean, I am definitely not in favor of that. Everyone should have the freedom to express, and no one should be forced to suppress. And these things come out in a lot of ways, depression, frustration, a lot of anger issues, a lot of these sexual abuse cases that happen. It's because of these repressions. When people are not allowed even to talk and express what they think and how they think or what they feel. See, I mean, talking about things and discussing about things or educating about things doesn't mean that you jump into bed with that person. No, but there are things which needs to be educated. How in the past there was no system of these diapers and other things was not there, but gradually, as how time passed, technology evolved, there came other stuffs also to aid and help a child. Yeah, instead of using cloth, then diapers got into place. Diapers replaced those traditional cloth usage. The sanitary pads replaced the traditional usage of clothes. So with time things change. Yeah, problems are everywhere, and everything has every aspect of our life has got problems and solutions that one can cater or look into. So we can't keep on turning our faces and keep on denying that, oh no, it's a bedroom talk. No, sex is not a bedroom talk, and one should discuss sex with their partner at least. I'm not saying that catch a random person and talk. No, that's absolutely absurd. But those with whom you have that bond, you have that relationship, you can express yourself. I mean, if you are in a relationship and still if you are unable to be yourself, I think that relationship is useless, or that relationship is not the right relationship. So it's absolutely fine to discuss what you like, what you don't like, and also because of this sexual repression thing, people get into relationship and they really don't understand whose likes are what, who desires are what, and whose limits are what, and whose boundaries are what. In a sexual relationship or in a partnership or in a companion or husband, wife or lover, whatever. So I mean, both should know what they both like, and that is how it is. Yeah, it's not just one person forcing himself or herself onto the other for the purpose of making babies. No. sex is a pleasurable act that has got positive effects on your health as well as on your mental health as well. So yes, so one should understand the partner's boundaries, limitations, likes and preference. I think that's absolutely fine. And often what happens is, because of this the sexual repression that happens because of the society and the norms and all of these less sex education, I mean less these or rather I would say no culture of sex education, and sex education not being very handy and popular. People often, I mean, I have seen husband wives, they often assume, I have spoken to them individually, and they often assume, what if I tell this to my partner, how would my partner think and behave? So in the first place, my question to them is that, why do you have to lie and be in a relationship? Why you have to be in a relationship when you can't say or call out or speak up for your own needs and desires? Yeah. So this is another level of dysfunctionality, where people are something else, they are pretending something else, they get into relationship, they have kids, and later on they are having other relationships, and everything is fine as long as they have kids and they have the label of being married. I don't know, this is like a next level of dysfunctionality and toxicity that happens. So yes, there is nothing wrong, and what happens is, at times, this fear of being judged, what if I like something in a certain way, how would my partner think about me, what would my partner think about me? No, you just have to share. I mean, what are partners or companions for? To know. And sex is something where two people engage. Yeah, it's not one person. So the other person should know what you feel or what you think or what you desire, and it's vice versa. So there is nothing wrong in that. And also you need to understand, because of this sexual repression, at times what happens is that people don't people are very confused about their entire body, mind, and their desires. So as it is, they are not allowed, or they are not entertained or allowed to be whoever they want to be, whoever they identify, or whatever they prefer. That you know that I would say that repression really suffocates the person, and that the person forgets, or that the person gets very confused about his or her own body, mind, and desires. So that repression really chokes. Yes, so the entire idea behind making this video was basically to create awareness, and at least don't hesitate in expressing your sexual desire and need. You can have desires and needs, and if you don't talk about it to your partner, I mean, who would you talk about it to? So yes, don't hesitate, just be yourself. Don't betray someone by hiding things. Just be yourself, and that's it. I think it's not a big deal, and sexual repression is quite a problem in our society, and we all should work out things together to overcome such a thing. And everyone should have the liberty to express the way how they want. And I mean, definitely that doesn't mean that you just go out there and do whatever you want. No, I mean, like, be clear who you are, what you are, and how you want things in your life, and look for a partner, a companion, and that's it. And just be true to yourself, and be true to your companion, and that's all. There's no point in living those dual lives. I did it for mom, I did it for my neighbor, I did it for my granny, I did it for this, and then having illicit relationships outside, and it's a royal mess. So just take care of yourself, and look into your sexual needs and desires, and there's no harm in talking about it and expressing about it to your partner, and it will bring about a lot of change. by just being yourself, it helps you a lot of ways. It boosts your confidence, it heightens your self-esteem, and it really improves the quality of your life. So just be yourself, take pride in being yourself, and that's it. It's not that complex. So don't hesitate in talking about your needs and desire, and don't keep suppressing it. Society as it is suppresses a lot of things, so at least you don't suppress things that is inside of you. Discuss it with your partner. There is no harm and there is no shame. Be true to yourself. Till then, take care of yourself. In case if you would like to add in, you can always comment below. Bye.